US and Britain have signed a first-of-its-kind pact around artificial intelligence safety. They're the first two countries to formally agree to cooperate on how to test and assess risks from emerging AI models. British Technology Secretary Michelle Donnellan said time is of the essence because the next set of models about to be released will be much more capable. Governments around the world are pushing for more regulation of AI, given its potential large-scale risks like cyber attacks or autonomous weapons. Well, another one of those risks, disinformation during elections. AI is being used to sway voters with deep fakes created of world leaders, from US President Joe Biden to Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky. Major AI companies have, however, signed what's known as the AI Elections Accord. Mark New reports.
3 years ago, this deepfake video of actor Tom Cruise went viral. The company Mphuthing created the video, and surprisingly, their co-founder Martin Adams is an intellectual property lawyer who's concerned about where deepfake technology is headed.
There's 1 billion people voting, I think, around the world in the next year. The AI is going to impact, lots of parts of that. I think it's important, obviously, that people are able to trust the information that they receive.
Mphuthing can now even do live face swaps, but it also offers services to scan your biometric data so that you can license and maintain control of your own virtual identity.
There's too many companies who are maybe relying on grey or too kind of generous interpretations of things like fair use to make it, saying that it's satirical, saying that it's funny, saying that it doesn't cause any harm. I think we should have a narrower kind of interpretation of fair use, and we should really insist on consent for these things to be made.
Hey y'all, it's Taylor Swift here.
Deepfake tech is now in the hands of almost anyone with a computer, allowing them to generate scam videos of a fake Taylor Swift selling products, or create a video that captures actor Morgan Freeman's likeness and voice.
I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality.
30 seconds of your voice anywhere in the internet. I take that 30 seconds, I train the AI, I upload it, and then I have a transcript. And that transcript, when the AI read it, it's going to read it with my voice.
That method has already been used to send robocall messages using a fake President Biden voice. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis have also all been the subjects of deepfake videos.
I've realized I need to drop out of this race immediately.
The wrong video about, well, they killed that, our leader, or they did this one, or they attack this, or attack that. Then you're going to have, the reaction of the public, and it's too late to tell them this is fake. So the right moment, the right time, it could have a tremendous impact on the movement or on the direction of events in the world.
In February, 20 major tech companies, including OpenAI, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, TikTok, and X, all signed the AI Elections Accord, which included a pledge to combat the deceptive use of AI in elections. Companies are taking action. For example, if I take to Microsoft's generative AI designer program and type in politician handing out ballots, here's what I get. I'm sorry, but I can't create content that involves politicians or political campaigns. These precautions may help some, but with so many different companies creating so many different generative AI programs, it's only a matter of time before some of these deepfakes fall through the cracks and require vigilant monitoring to root them out. Mark New, CGTN, San Francisco.
All right, let's take a closer look at AI and the 2024 election cycle, not least here in the US. Joining us is Seth Schachner, the Managing Director of StratAmericas and a digital business executive. Seth, thanks so much for joining us.
Nice to be here, Poppie.
Well, first up, would you just explain to us how exactly AI algorithms are used to target voters with specific messaging?
Well, the algorithms on social networks typically emphasize what is called engagement. So if they're multi-layered, and Meta's has been looked at probably more closely than others, but they do figure out who to target and what drives engagement, and they tend to push that basically. And I think that's why not just AI, but social media generally is a very big concern to elections, certainly the 2024 election, basically. But it is about, driving engagement. And I think when it comes to disinformation, and, right now there's kind of a lack of clarity around policies, it's a real concern. AI only amps it up, to be honest with you.
So that being said, just how concerned should we be here in the US and elsewhere about just how AI is being used, whether it's to amplify biases in information, influence voter behavior, and even contributing to polarization?
Yeah, I mean, very concerned. I think in general, what's happened since 2020 with the big social networks, Meta, Twitter, even to some degree YouTube, has been a pretty concerning pullback from moderation and resources. And whether those are humans, and editors, if you will, or automated tools, basically, around, moderating, basically, which is probably the aegis I'd sort of say to look at, or the focus, if you will, around this area, that's already been very questionable. The deep fakes, all these elements of AI, whether they're photos or videos, is even more concerning because I don't think there's real clarity on policies yet. You're starting to see stuff from, the European Union, the AI pact that we mentioned earlier with the US and the UK, but we really need more granularity on policies specifically with these networks. So it's pretty scary, to be candid with you. And I'm someone who's had a deep fake that I actually agreed to do, and it goes by the heads of lots of people that you would expect to kind of catch it. So pretty concerning.
So talk to us then about how AI has already been used in past elections and what the implications were.
Well, I think the real thing with the past elections has more so been around, disinformation, and putting out whether they're videos basically or just text-based stuff that that drives engagement and can somehow influence things, whether they're from bad actors or not. But I don't know if AI has been a fundamental factor yet in determining the outcome of anything. But I think what's happened is that some of the policies around moderation from the past election, particularly from the 2020 election, you're now starting to see loosening from Meta, from YouTube, basically looking forward to 2024. And there isn't a lot of clarity yet just around disinformation generally, putting aside the AI around 2024. So definitely need to see some detail on not just guidelines, but what pragmatically these networks will do, because they really have an outsized role, I think, in influencing public opinion.
So Seth, is it all doom and gloom, or is there a use case for actually using AI technologies for good? So to detect deepfakes or indeed combat misinformation during election cycles?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, no, it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, the use cases I've seen, and my background and practices in media, entertainment, and tech, are in different sort of products. I would say, doing things like improving the user experience, and there are some elements in terms of fraud detection that are quite good. I don't think they tend to get the publicity that's out there. So for sure, there is some quite good use cases around it. But you definitely need to have a little bit more granularity on what policies will be out there in terms of how to enforce this, basically, because I think the deep fake aspects, if they're not either labeled or managed or filtered, are quite troublesome. There are different types of security or identity verification technologies, everything from using your voice to verifying you through your bank account that I've seen. And I think all of those are good things. I don't know if I can point to one specific one that is the ultimate sort of silver bullet answer. But yeah, there are use cases that can filter this out. And hopefully that'll be part of the challenge and the war going forward to do that.
Well, Seth Schachner, as always, many thanks for your insights and for joining us on Global Business.
Nice to be here.